Good morning to you. Welcome to another time on radio. It's 32 FM 94.9, your Fenya station. We are located on the fourth floor, Cocoa House, Dugbe in Ibadan. It's the 9th in the month of May 2022. And of course, it's time for your morning tonic. I am OLUTAYO Ogunade.
I'm Kenny Jerusalem. Good morning. Let's take a look at the pages of the Punch newspaper. Major headline this morning: Emefiele heads for court as anger spreads over presidential ambition. Court agents at war over 15% levy. Imported car price set to soar. Bandits mustn't have upper hand in Northwest again. That's according to President Muhammadu Buhari. Aggrieved civil servants for nomination forms purchase for Zulum. Emefiele heads for court as anger spreads over presidential ambition. Dizzers hit brace in final draw, reaches 100 goal landmark. That's some sports there for you out of the Punch newspaper this morning. In the Metro pages, Lagos traders tackle developer over power outage, low sales. In business, fuel queues resurface in Abuja, neighboring states. Nigeria loses 1.22 trillion naira to deficit oil production. That's according to a report. For more details, grab a copy of the Punch newspaper.
And from Daily Trust newspaper, Buhari warns military as terrorists kill scores in Zamfara. Buhari sleeps, wakes up with common man in his heart. Governor Badaru. More from Daily Trust. Supreme Court judgment on oil wells. Don't jubilate yet. Uzodima tells Rivers. NIN linkage delaying passport production. Immigration boss. Boko Haram, 500,000 displaced kids have enrolled in schools through feeding program. 7 killed in Sokoto, in first Sokoto attack. A woman, 2 kids, policeman killed in Ibadan accident. Some more from here before we go to another paper. Aviation shut down, 4 airlines back out as federal government intensifies lobbying. Airline operators bow to pressure, cancel nationwide shutdown. APC tickets, my chances incredibly high. Tinubu boasts, and ASU threatens to extend strike indefinitely, says federal government not serious.
From the Daily Post newspaper, former lawmaker Senator Arthur Nzeribe is dead. Airline operators cancel nationwide shutdown. Also, rush for 100 million APC nomination form. Height of insensitivity to education insecurity. That's according to AKT Monarch. Elsewhere in the pages of the Daily Post, you betrayed Rivers people, stabbed us. Wike slams Emeka Ihedioha. We are not in support of flight suspension. Dana Air. Flight shut down. Arik Air. Aero contractors back out, continue operation. Rising oil price to lead to high inflation. That's according to the IMF. Osun monarchs seek end to federal government ASU face-offs. Planned shutdown of airline operations, not strike against federal government. That's according to Minister. 2023, don't leave APC after primary election. Adamu begs aspirants. 2023, politics again. I want to partner with God to be president, not vice. Governor Emmanuel. Politics still. Ogun 2023, Akinlade picks APC nomination forms. Jigawa APC chieftain are your supporters. Join NNPP. Sticking with the politics still. Madness isn't firmness. We cannot write for Nigeria's presidency. Sam Amadi.
All right, from Premium Times, residents lament as fuel queues resurface in Abuja. Terrorist attack another Zamfara community, kills 7 people. One night in space, Burna Boy becomes musical great with Madison Square Garden. 2023, it will not happen. INEC says its chairman won't contest for president. Let me take that again. 2023, it will not happen. INEC says its chairman won't contest for president. PT state of the race hand of Emefiele and APC's booming sales. Militants back Emefiele, vows to stop illegal bunkering, surrender arms if elected president. Nigerian airlines back off after threatening to halt operations. Some more from Premium Times. Arthur Nzeribe, ex-Nigerian senator, is dead. Despite failing to constitute board, Akpabio says he repositioned NDDC. APC primaries, my chances incredibly high. Tinubu and UK confirms monkeypox infection in traveler from Nigeria.
From the Nation newspaper this morning, Dangote refinery to produce Euro 5 petrol standard. Apparently, the petroleum refinery by Dangote is set to meet the Euro 5 premium multi-spirit petrol standard. For more details, take a look at the Nation. Tinubu campaign chief accepts reconciliation. That's also another story you might be interested in. Aviation workers begin warning strike as airlines shelve flights halt. Why Southeast should produce next president by Uzo Dima. That's another story. Supreme Court verdict on 17 all wells not final, says Imo government. Tinubu holds talks with delegates in Adamawa, Taraba. Federal government investors draw down 850 billion naira unclaimed dividends fund. Elsewhere, ex-Algon chair obtains nomination expression of interest forms.
All right, we go to our very first story. Professor OLUTAYO joins us on the program. Good to have you, Prof.
Oh, top of the day to you.
All right, we have it here from Daily Trust. President Buhari has warned military authorities not to let off their guards in the fight against terrorism as he reacts to the murder of many villagers by terrorists over the weekend.
Well, ordinarily, the words of the president should carry weight. The words of the president should be significant. But there are many people out there who say that the words of the president are quite hollow. And a lot of the times, it passes us by like water off the back of a duck. And that's because many times the words of the president are not backed up with any decisive action or any decisive game plan. So, yes, the president has spoken, but that doesn't mean anything is going to change really on the ground. And that's really the concern. But at least he's spoken. There are times when he hasn't even spoken at all.
Now, he gave the charge in a statement by his spokesperson, Garba Shehu,
yes,
just after bandits attacked some villages and killed about 40 to 56 people.
Yes. I mean, ordinarily in any country in the world, that should be a national emergency of some sort. Decisive intervention from the federal government, game plan, going to see what the victims are, situating the military there, changing tactics, all those sort of things are the sort of things you would expect. But what we get most of the time is just statements. I think it's rather unfortunate that we're speaking, this is the 7th or 8th year now that this government has been, and it's the same story again and again. There's been some successes, we must give them that in some areas. But where you find successes, you also find so many monumental failures.
Okay, Prof. Out of the Punch newspaper this morning, we have this one: condemnations of the CBN governor over his alleged presidential ambition. We understand that he's headed to the Federal High Court. The issue here is his non-resignation while pursuing political interests.
Well, I think what should happen is you could argue that the CBN governor doesn't know about all these political shenanigans. But what you would have expected from him is a very powerful and strong rebuttal, not edging his bets and not a statement which is neither here nor there. I think the law is clear. First, if you want to go by the Electoral Act, Section 84, subsection 12, even though, of course, Malami and so claim to have expunged it, that's there. But beyond that, the independence of the central bank. The central bank is like the INEC, you understand, which are guaranteed independence by the Constitution. In fact, the president, really, if he follows the law, cannot remove the CBN governor. It can only be removed by impeachment. It's about the only public official that you remove by impeachment. So you see, the independence is guarded so that he'll be able to take monetary decision on monetary policy, rather, you understand, influence to a certain extent fiscal policy, you understand, without having a high on the political realm. But when his name is being dragged into it, you understand, and basically, he said that he's admitted that people donated on his behalf, farmers, and would argue, you understand, that his position is untenable, and that what he should have done is resign, and if he doesn't do that, that the National Assembly, you understand, should impeach him. But yeah, he's going to court. And I'm wondering, I've not seen the details of the suit that is being filed. I'm wondering, on what basis is he going to court? To stop people from donating on his behalf, or what? What is he going to court for? I think his position is unsustainable.
Right. Okay.
You're saying resign first, then?
Yes, he should.
Pursue
he says he's already indicated that he might be interested. Let's see what God says. We like edging our bets, saying let's see what God says. You know what you want to do. You understand? It's not as if you're being called to ministry in Sambisa Forest or whatever, or mission. It's political office. You understand? So it's already said if God and you're associated closely with one political party. That shouldn't be the case. I thought he should have resigned or issue the most strongest of rebuttals, you understand, from that point of view. He hasn't done either, and so he's in an invidious position as I speak. But you see, in Nigeria, all those things happen, unfortunately for us.
Well, some feel that we've never had it so bad, this level of impunity. by the Buhari government, whereas a public officer will not step down from his office and will be contesting an election, even though he says it's judged by the side. And INEC also came out to say he's chairman will definitely not join the presidential race. We just feel that, well, it's now...
It's all commerce. The fact that INEC has to issue that rebuttal is very, very significant, and it means that the political space, those organizing, the INEC and so on and so forth, are not immune from this partisanship. And part of the problem, some people say, is that we don't have somebody who's in charge of this country. Some people say that, you understand. I wouldn't say whether that's my view, you understand. But what is quite clear, you understand, is that there's not a firm hand on the tiller.
Talking about the APC now, Prof, we just showed you about Emefiele joining the presidential race. How many aspirants do we have now?
I think it's over 30 now in the APC. I think it's over 30, if not closer to that.
Over 30 people dropping 100 million naira for expression of interest and nomination forms. What does that say? Because the Ogagal Vikere Ekiti, he says that excuse me, it is the height of insensitivity for government officials, to allow politicians to spend billions of naira, just for the purchase of nomination forms.
Well, let's be very clear about this. That majority of those who are going for office are already public officials. You understand? Apart from Tunde Bakare and one or two pastors from abroad, you understand? These are people serving in government offices. So what conclusion can I draw from that? You understand? Having said that, let's be very careful. What we're talking about is £123,000. That 100 million you're talking about, and Naira has been so degraded. That's £133,000. That cannot buy a property in London. So let's put it in a matter of scale. But having said that, in Nigeria, 100 million goes very far. So we're using the Nigerian standard, from that point of view. But what it does tell me is that first and foremost, most of our public officials have access to humongous wealth in the midst of so much poverty, and it fuels, insecurity, it fuels dissatisfaction. And of course, people would ask that we're actually lighting a keg, you understand, which could explode in our faces. I hope not, But what it just tells us, you understand, is that there's some level of impunity and people don't care, flaunting this money in the face of people, flaunting this money in the face of people that do not have, from that point of view. And it also shows that our politics has been monitorized, and that INEC cannot do much about it because the Electoral Act doesn't give them that power, and that EFCC, it seems as if their hands are tied because most of the people we're talking about are in the governing party. So it tells us a lot, because if these people get in with 100 million, what then happens when they get into office? But I'm also going to be very cynical here. I also think that many of these people are going to settle. They would have their 100 million refunded and have extra expenses, possibly double that amount in their pocket. To some of them, it's an investment. It's a cynical business ploy.
All right. ASU's warning strike ends today. Union may go on full-blown action. We'll take this story after this commercial break.
32 FM, 94.9.
Guy, I beg I don't use your phone.
Sir, you better do your clone line now.
Baba, calm down now. No be busy now. Wahala dey stress me.
You know, as I link my line, clone that's with plenty bonus.
Yeah.
Yes. Once you link your line, you know, say clone will give you like 20,000 naira bonus.
20,000? 20,000 naira bonus dey after you don link am.
Yes.
Guy, take a phone. I dey go link my NIN now. Yeah.
This bonus now for both new and existing customers. So.
Unlimited.
láìsí àní-àní àwọn lọ́gbọ́n dorí ẹja mú wọn kì í fi iléeṣẹ́ online dynamics ṣeré nídìí ètò ìrìn àjò lọ sókè òkun yálà láti gbé ṣiṣẹ́ tàbí kàwé ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìwọ àti ẹbí rẹ pàápàá jùlọ àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè bíi Canada, America, UK, Finland, Australia àti Cyprus. àǹfààní aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ ti wá ṣí sílẹ̀ fún wọn náà láti sọ àlá rẹ di òtítọ́ nínú ètò ẹ̀dínwó àtìgbàdégbà tí iléeṣẹ́ online dynamics gbé kalẹ̀ láti bá ọ ṣètò visa ticketing pẹ̀lú admission process lọ́nà ìrọ̀rùn láì fanilápòyà. You too can take advantage of online dynamics expertise and experience by joining our periodic visa, ticketing, and foreign educational package promo today. Our services at Online Dynamics give value for money. Fly with us now and pay later. Ẹ kàn sí wa lájà kẹrin Cocoa House, Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Tàbí lọ́fíìsì ìrànlọ́mọ tó wà ní 25 Oyedoku Street, Àgọ́wandé Òṣogbo. Telephone 0810-273-8145. Follow us on social media at Online Dynamics. Ẹ má gbàgbé oògùn tá a fowó ṣe ẹ̀yìn àrùn ní gbé o. Darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn lọ́gbọ́n lónìí ní Online Dynamics. Òkè òkè lẹ́yẹ ń fọ̀hún.
Have you heard? There's a seasoning for every meal. On the seasoning is full of flavor. Delicious, tasty. Mama's happy day. No. My hunger. Rich flavor. Aroma. Delicious. Mama's happy day. The fresh cookie. Great flavor.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
I'm living the life because I get Tizeti. Yes,
Nigeria's most affordable internet service provider, Tizeti Network Limited, is now live in Ibadan. Oh yes, Ibadan residents can now enjoy our truly unlimited internet service too. Tizeti prides itself on providing the lowest cost of unlimited internet access to residential and small business customers. You can now browse, stream, and game 24/7 at an amazing speed. And with an uncapped data plan, connect to Tizeti's fast unlimited internet service for just 12,500 naira only per month. Simply pay 59,500 for installation and enjoy a 1-month subscription for the residential plan. What more? Visit wifi.com.ng/OYO to sign up or call 090-8749-3040, 090-8749-3040, or send email to internet@wifi.com.ng to get started now. Unlimited internet on Yolowa.
Ìsọjí àgbàyanu tó máa mi lù títì. Ọlọ́run ọ̀nà òtítọ́ àti ìyè yóò tún ayé rẹ̀ ṣe.
City of Hope Foundation pè gbogbo èèyàn síbi ìpàgọ́ 2022 pẹ̀lú àkòrí òtítọ́ náà. Ọlọ́run òtítọ́ ṣetán láti dá ọ lóhùn nígbà tó bá ń lo ikọ̀ àti ìríjú rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń ké pè nínú òtítọ́. Àwọn ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run bíi Prophet M.O. Ọlọ́wẹ̀rẹ́, Bàbá Automatic, Bishop Francis Wálé-Òkè, PFN National President, Reverend Samson Ajetomobi, Ọ̀yọ́ State PFN Chairman, Pastor Moses Lana, Christ Life Church, Maryland, USA, Apostle Clement Olúọlájìmí, Shining World Outreach, Dr. Francis Bọ́lá Akin John, Church Growth International. Ọjọ́ Thursday, ọjọ́ kẹrìndínlógún oṣù kẹfà ní ìpàgọ́ yìí ó mọ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Liberty Stadium nílùú Ìbàdàn ní ìpàgọ́ yìí ó ti máa wáyé o. Láago 4:00 lójoojúmọ́. Àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí tọ́lọ́run ó máa lò ní Evangelist Dr. Bọ́lá Rẹ̀, Evangelist Dr. Bukola Akíndé, Ṣẹ̀nwẹ̀lẹ̀ Jésù àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí. Kò tán síbẹ̀ o, ìpàdé àwọn òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run yóò máa wáyé láago 9 àárọ̀ tí gbogbo ìpàdé yìí ń wáyé ní Òkè Àdó Baptist Church, Liberty Stadium Road, Ìbàdàn. Wá mọ òtítọ́, òtítọ́ yóò sì sọ ọ́ di òmìnira.
Mommy will come and put on the radio set. Don't worry, I'll tell Mommy.
Let me put on my radio set now.
Mommy, please, we want to listen to the Smart Kids show. It comes up Monday to Friday, 7:15 to 7:45 a.m. So we can prepare our minds for schoolwork.
Okay, Smart Kids show. I love it too.
Thank you, Mommy.
Oh yes, 7:15 a.m. to 7:45 a.m. is the time. Mondays through Fridays. Join Auntie Yellow on the Smart Kids show.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Now the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate. My people, this na the story of Zainab. Na better food she dey chop to take start her day. Come in, show her body with the ogbonge one, the Dior syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12. She don dey kampe, ready to go.
Joanna.
Good morning, Zainab. That na why she dey shine well for work.
Abeg, pass me the script.
And even for play. The Dior syrup of hemoglobin get vitamin B12 and protein to help fight anemia, exhaustion and fatigue. Just knack 2 spoons of the Dior every day and na so you go just dey sharp rapa. You fit take am direct or you fit mix am with juice. Show say you be champion. Take the Dior.
To be healthy, strong and active, I say take the Jones.
The Dior syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12. Na the power to unleash. Make una read the product leaflet o.
Hey, Glo fún mi ní káàdì pé ológun ẹgbẹ̀rún náírà 20,000 lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ṣáà ti so nọ́mbà ìdánimọ̀ rẹ NIN pọ̀ mọ́ òpó ìpè Glo rẹ nípa títẹ *109#. Ó simple gan ni. Bónọ́ọ̀sì yìí tó káàdì pé ológun ẹgbẹ̀rún náírà 20,000. Ó sì wà fún àwọn oníbàárà tuntun àti àwọn oníbàárà wa tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀.
Glo Unlimited.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9. Professor Jadokunra here with us doing some analysis. Prof, let's talk about ASU strike. Of course, today the warning strike ends, and of course, the union may go on full-blown action.
Well, there are many of us who thought, that this was even full-blown action because it's been for over 2 months, hasn't it? But I think there are two demands now. Let's zero it on. We have the Utah's demand, and we have the demand for the renegotiation of the 2009 agreement, from that point of view, or 2019 agreement. The Utah's one, you would think, would be the easiest one for them to comply with because the 2009 agreement, involves a lot of money, from that point of view. But I've always thought that ASU has got its tactics wrong. I thought that they're entitled to industrial action, but the way that you exercise that industrial action has to be different. For 2 months now, they've not been paid. I would have preferred, flash strikes or walk to rule. Disrupting, yes, you disrupt the university, but not disrupt the students. You understand? You let the government feel the pinch, but you allow the students to continue to study, even if, you understand, exams have to be suspended, from that point of view. So I don't think ASU is getting the response, the desired response. I think they're going back to the table. But there's no indication with both ministers actively involved in the presidential campaign. And many of those decision makers, you understand, throwing their hat into the rings. There's no indication that this month is going to be resolved. I think after the political season, when the dust has settled, the primaries has decided the candidates and so on and so forth. Maybe we are going to get some movement. But now the government officials, their minds are not focused.
And the fate of the Nigerian students in all of this?
Well, the fate of Nigerian students is that if you're a Nigerian student, you better find a way to learn a trade in the meantime, rather than just laying around. Their fate basically is to wait and continue to wait for them to resolve it. It's rather unfortunate that if you go to a federal government university, and in some instances a state university, then you basically cannot predict when you will finish. And there are some of us even saying that maybe what should happen is that real university autonomy, where each university council negotiates with a local union, call it ASU or whatever, rather than all this federal thing where everything collapses, from that point of view. But I'm not sure that ASU will like that.
Okay, let's open the phone lines. 070 55,000 949 080 97,000 949. We do have some messages on Facebook.
Right, we have this one here from Raja Fiz Abiola. Good morning, everyone in the studio. About Tinubu, optimistic on APC tickets. I believe the game is nearing conclusion point. What I know is that the boys will be separated from the men soon. Let's continue to follow the game. Okay, we go that. And also Raja Fiz Abidemi. Good morning, Tayo and Kenny. On the use of ASU strike, honestly, federal government is not doing well on this matter. While students will be at home for 8 months. Okay. Okay.
Good morning, Tayo, Kenny, and Paul.
Good morning.
I love analysis of this morning on this 100 million EPC fund. The appeal court should please give us judgment about this Umaya court thing. After that one, I know they will go to Supreme Court. Within 2 or 3 weeks, they should give us judgment. Because these people will lose their 100 million. That's number one. Number two, I love you when Dr. talk about housing. He's a lecturer. Each university should negotiate with each union. I know federal government is at fault, but ASU is also at fault. I lost 2 good years in early 90s because of this ASU. And they collected their salary. The majority of them are now in private university teaching. Their children are not there. I know federal government have fault. ASU also have fault. They should go and negotiate. I'm sorry, some people are sponsoring them. Have a nice time.
Thank you, Shagun, for your call. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 949. Nigerian Airlines back off after threatening to halt operations.
Yeah, I think that's welcome relief because the incalculable damage that would have been done to the economy. In fact, a lot of people have had to postpone their journeys because the road is not an alternative. Rail is limited in its reach, from that point of view. But I think the whole issue is about the price of diesel. I think that's the most fundamental.
From 190 naira to 700 naira per litre.
Yes, and the prices of tickets have not increased in a commercial rate. So I'm not saying they're justified, but I'm saying that they need help one way or the other. And I don't see how a broke federal government that has hardly any money, can help them. So it's either we carry the cost, and that only a few of us can bear the cost, or the federal government intervenes in some sort of way. But I think they need intervention of the federal government in some sort of way.
Okay, before we take a look at some, open the phone lines again, rather. Syrup, we understand again. They called out President Buhari, taking the president to court for cancelling the pardon for Dariye and Inyame. That's according to the Daily Post newspaper. Yes. They said this would set a precedent where influential politicians will basically continue to escape justice for alleged crimes. Your thoughts on that?
The suit is going nowhere. The president has untrampled powers. He has powers under the Constitution on prerogative of mercy. He can give pardon to whoever he chooses to do. And of course, it's a byproduct, historic byproduct of when you had kings and when you had monarchs, and they could pardon those who had committed offense. As far as the process has gone through the right procedure, from that point of view, then of course the president can pardon. So I don't know on what basis Syrup is going to challenge this. I'm not saying they did the right thing. I'm not saying it's appropriate. What I'm trying to say is that the president has the power to do it.
To declare the pardon for Dariye and Iyame illegal. That is their demand.
Yeah, but it is legal because it went through the normal procedure. The president granted it. If they can establish it was somebody other than the president, he has the power under the Constitution, under the provisions, as appropriate provisions, and he sought the advice, of the Council
Morally
of State.
Speaking here, and in line with the fight against corruption by this government?
Yes. It is the wrong thing to do morally, you understand? Of course, it's hypocritical, but it is not illegal. And I think Syrup should make a distinction between that which is illegal and that which is hypocritical, from that point of view. They're not going to win in court. And I just think this is vexatious and frivolous. But I think what they're doing is bringing it to the public arena so it becomes topical.
Okay, good morning to you in the studio. Also, it's set to end the warning strike, but if nothing is done, then they will commence on an indefinite strike. What exactly is the fate of Nigerian students? We have a government who does not have value for education, which is why the students keep suffering for their incompetency. Education is the bedrock of a nation, but in Nigeria of today, education is a joke to our leaders. The president, Minister of Education, and others should do what's best for the Nigerian students. Miriam Afolabi will go to message. Thank you. Another one here was from Miriam Hussein. Good morning, sir. Truly, these aspirants that want to contest for president are billionaires and has turned politics to business, that they all want to make profit from the political seat they acquire. They will urge them to divert their wealth to something meaningful, which will benefit all the masses, rather than wasting it on a post that only one person will win. Miriam was saying, we got that 0097949. We'll go on a commercial break again. I'll be back in a moment.
32 FM 94.9.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Omo, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more.
No more.
Because my time.
My time?
My time.
My own time is now. So what are you waiting for?
INT'L Malta. Be your best.
Pẹ̀lẹ́ ọkọ mi, tí n bá ti gbogbo ewé ìpapọ̀ tán, kọ́ wa gbé mu. Nǹkan kò kú ní ìsẹ̀mí rẹ nítorí pé ọmọ ọwọ́ kò kú lójú ọwọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni ọmọ ẹsẹ̀ kò kú lójú ẹsẹ̀.
Sista mi kí ló dé kílẹ̀ fẹ́ fi gbogbo àwọn ewé tẹ́ ẹ já kalẹ̀ yìí sí àti wípé ṣé ẹ mọ orúkọ táwọn ewé ń jẹ níbi pé mọ iṣẹ́ tí kọ̀ọ̀kan wọn ń ṣe lágọ̀ọ́ ara ẹ jẹ́ mọ́tò dákùn nǹkan tó ń ṣe ọmọ yín ẹ wo ọ̀tọ̀ ní nǹkan tẹ́mi ń bá bọ̀ wọ́dọ̀ yín tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣé ẹ ti gbọ́n pa àjọ̀dún ọdún kẹtàlá iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀mí one naturalist care.
Tí ẹ ti yá apọ́dún mẹ́tàlá nù.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àǹfààní tí wọ́n wá fi kalẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn tó bá wá bí àjọ̀dún ọdún kẹtàlá àwọn olóṣù kan gbáko yìí ni pé lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ná ọ̀fẹ́ lẹ́ gbà káàdì ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ọ̀fẹ́ lẹ́ ṣe àyẹ̀wò láti mọ gbogbo tí máa ń ṣe yín lágọ̀ọ́ ara ẹ̀dínwó ńlá tún wà fún gbogbo àwọn oògùn tó ti iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀mí one naturalist care jáde tẹ́ ẹ bá rà lọ́dọ̀ náà ó dín dín oṣù kan sì ni wọ́n fi ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ kejì oṣù karùn-ún títí di ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kẹfà.
Níbo wà níbi ìpàdé wọn àti pé aago mélòó ni lójoojúmọ́.
Number 17 Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn aago 9 àárọ̀ sí 6 ìrọ̀lẹ́ lójoojúmọ́ ni. àmọ́ ẹ mọ́wó díẹ̀ dání o torí àti jẹ àǹfààní ẹ̀dínwó lórí àwọn oògùn tó ń ti iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀mí one naturalist care jáde tẹ́ bá rà fún ìtọ́jú ara yín lọ́jọ́ náà.
Fún mi nọ́mbà wọn.
08034051533.
ní iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀mí one naturalist care àlàáfíà lójú o.
ṣé wọ́n ti gbégi dínà ìlà ìpè rẹ nítorí pé o kò tí ì so national identification number NIN rẹ pọ̀ mọ́ ìlà MTN rẹ? má ṣe yọnu tó bá ti ní NIN rẹ tẹ́lẹ̀. Àwọn ọ̀nà tó rọrùn rèé láti ṣe ìsopọ̀ náà padà. Ìkíní, tẹ *785#. Ìkejì, tẹ National Identification Number NIN rẹ ránṣẹ́ sí 785. Ìkẹta, lọ sí My MTN NG app. Ìkẹrin, bá Ziggy fọ̀rọ̀jomitoro ọ̀rọ̀ lórí nọ́mbà WhatsApp yìí +234 903 300 0001. Ìkarùn-ún, lọ sí www.mtn.ng. Tí o kò bá wá ní National Identification Number, ṣàtìrìn wọnú MTN Store tàbí NIMC Center tó wà nítòsí rẹ, tàbí kó lọ sí MTN website láti mọ ọjọ́ àti àkókò tó máa lọ láti gbà á. Ṣe èyíkéyìí àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí ní kíákíá o, nítorí pé àǹfààní náà ṣì ṣí sílẹ̀ báyìí. Jẹ́ kí n tiẹ̀ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gan, kí là ń ṣe lónìí yìí?
Ẹ̀lẹ́ o alábàágbé mi, mo ní kí n wá bẹ̀yìn wò ni. Ìyá Bíọ́lá, àlàáfíà la wà. Ẹ ṣeun. Mo kọ yín kọ̀, wọ́n wà. Ẹ̀yin náà ńkọ́?
Kódà ìyá mi lábúlé gan wà lálàáfíà. Ìyá Bíọ́lá, ṣé kò sí?
Mẹ́wòó, ìtasọ́sọ́ jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù yín ò jẹ́ rí mú mi o. Bí mo bá ní wá fọwọ́ ara mi tún ara mi ṣe.
Ẹ wọlé wá jẹ́wọ́ jàre.
Àgbẹ̀ ìyẹ̀fun ìsẹ̀bẹ̀ ọ̀ngá jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù tuntun dé o. Ohun ìsẹ̀bẹ̀ tó ń fúnrẹ́sì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù yín lójúlówó adùn àti ìtasọ́sọ́ jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù tí ò ṣeé kọ̀ sílẹ̀.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Hello, where are you?
I'm coming. I'm very close.
Quick, we're going for a full spa session afterwards. My treat.
Spa indeed. You that complained of being broke just last week.
Well, that was before I won a 150,000 naira gift card in the Zenith Better Life promo season 2.
That's right. Zenith Bank is giving away gifts worth 150,000 naira each to 20 lucky customers every 2 weeks in the Zenith Better Life promo season 2. To qualify, open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum of 5,000 naira for a month. Request, collect, and activate your Zenith Bank debit card, physical or virtual. Then register for *966# or Zenith Mobile Banking. What's more, 5 mega winners also get gifts worth 500,000 naira every quarter. This promo is open to new and existing account holders from February 1st, 2022 to January 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Get up and go, 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 go. With Countdown Choco, go, go, go. Get up and, get up and, get up and go. No matter what you gotta do, do it. Countdown Choco, by the rich man's art for vitality. Get up and go. Stay strong, save the world, take action. Get up and go.
Cowbell chocolates with Vitarich plus iron.
Angels Market ìròyìn ayọ̀ rèé fún gbogbo ará àgbègbè Aṣí Bódìjà Àkóbọ̀ Ìdí Àpẹ́ títí dé Ìwó Road pàápàá jùlọ Báṣọ̀run pé ilé ìtajà Angels Market nìkan lẹ́tí lè rí Indomie noodles Golden spaghetti òróró king pẹ̀lú ẹ̀dínwó jọjọ sí iye tẹ́ ẹ rà á lágbèni gbogbo ẹ̀yin alára tútà pátápátá nínú ọjà ńláńlá aláràjẹ àti olókoòwò kéékèèké ẹ má wulẹ̀ ṣòpò láti máa dààmú kiri mọ́ ẹ wá kó ọjà yín ní ọ̀pọ̀ kú ọ̀yọ̀kú nílé ìtajà Angels Market kẹ́ẹ̀sì ṣòwò kẹ́ẹ̀jèrè gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ló wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn lápòlápò tàbí ní páálí.
ẹ gbọ́ o gbogbo ohun tí ẹ bá rà ní Angels Market ló wẹ̀ ò gajara lọ.
ilé ìtajà Angels Market wà ní àdójúkọ Islamic High School Báṣọ̀run Ìbàdàn ẹ̀rọ ọ̀báraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ni 08033283574 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 08033283574 Angels Market gbogbo ohun tí ẹ fẹ́ ló wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn lẹ́dínwó.
My people, this na the tori of Zainab. Na better food start her day. Come in, show her body with the ogbonge one, the Dior syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12. She don dey kampe, ready to go.
Joe, how now?
Good morning, Zainab. That na why she dey shine well for work.
Abeg, pass me the script.
And even for play. The Dior syrup of hemoglobin get vitamin B12 and protein to help fight anemia, exhaustion and fatigue. Just knack 2 spoons of the Dior every day and na so you go just dey sharp rapa. You fit take am direct or you fit mix am with juice. Show say you be champion. Take the Dior.
To be healthy, strong and active, I say. Take the Jones.
The Dior syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12. Now the power to unleash. Make una read the product leaflet o.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9.
Open the phone lines now 070-55,949, Let's have your thoughts, comments, contributions on the stories we shared with you so far. Residents lament as fuel queues resurface in Abuja. That's something out of the Premium Times newspaper this morning, Prof.
Residents
lamenting resurfacing of
Yes, I got that. Just sometimes you think, when will it end? It's like stories recycling themselves again and again. We've had this before, and we keep on having it. So what's going on exactly? When will it end? What's the excuse now? Is it the Ukraine crisis that is causing this problem? When will this stop? That's the question we will ask. We have the right to deserve to get to want free flow of fuel once we've been able to pay for it. But I think that until we get a government that is come to grips with all sectors of the economy, this will continue to happen. It hasn't come to Lagos. It hasn't come to Ibadan. So maybe it's just a local problem. And let's hope that it just remains local.
We hope it's local. Okay, let's take this message here from our Facebook page. Good morning to you, Paper Review team. This country is a scam. The Nigerian president claiming he doesn't know ASU is on strike. I pity our younger children education. God bless Nigeria. Otumbayo Adeniola. We got that. Have a pleasant week. That's from Sulaiman Sharif. He said, what a country. Desperate power seekers with empty promises. The Chief of Army Staff and IG of Police should also pick their own APC nomination forms. Everything under this APC government is lawless. Don't be surprised when INEC chairman is APC card carry member, Sulaiman Sharif from Onara. We got that. Thank you. Oladipo Oluwole, strike is damaging and no more fashionable. University system being a citadel of learning and knowledge. I think the lecturers should have, okay, this is not complete. Okay, or devise the means that is less destructive to students' learning. That's an advice there from Oladipo Oluwole. Thank you. 009 7949 0705 5000
Okay, Prof. President Buhari, you understand, yesterday said the Northwest must not be allowed to relapse into the days when bandits roamed freely and unleashed mayhem on the people. Your thoughts on that, the security situation, and your assessment of the Buhari administration?
Yeah, we still have the kidnapped victims. The stories have been trending, gave back in captivity, that's still there. We still have that, and the government hasn't been able to intervene. So when he says it must not relapse, I'm getting to wonder what exactly does the president mean. Yes, they've made progress. There's no doubt they've made progress in the northeast, in Sambisa Forest and so on. But the reality is that the security situation has shifted, insecurity rather, has shifted to other parts of the country. And so when he says relapse, I think he's assuming that the situation has been resolved. The situation hasn't been resolved. And I think what they should be concentrating on is a strategy to ensure that they resolve the situation and they get to the root cause of this terrorism, which sometimes we call banditry.
Hello, good morning. Okay. Do try and call back 070-55,949, 080-97,949. Prof, I'll put you on the spot here. If you were to give an assessment, a scale of 1 to 10, security-wise, Buhari administration.
No, I would say basically that they appear to have failed. There's no doubt, you understand. If 1 was the lowest, you understand, then one may maybe give them 2 or 3 over 10.
2 or 3?
Yes, because basically, yes, they made some limited successes in the beginning. And yes, they've been able to, at least to a certain extent, deal with some of the crises in Borno axis. But beyond that, it's spread and it's become more contagious.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, couldn't hear us. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 Every country has its challenges, even in the U.S. In the last 3 months, they've had 130 cases of mass shootings and killings. You guys make a bad situation worse when you constantly portray a situation as the worst. This is from Kolawole Kazim.
Yes, U.S. has a problem, there's no doubt. And U.S. has a problem because you allow people to own guns in the U.S. Nigeria's situation is compounded. We are not allowed to own guns illegally, and these terrorists keep on kidnapping. You understand? The problem is that when there's kidnapping that goes on or terrorism in Nigeria, the response of the government is part of the problem. At least we get a substantive response in the United States. They haven't solved all their problems. So it is true there's terrorism over the world, but it's the way you undo, address, and engage with terrorism. That's the issue, surely.
Okay, Prof. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in the news again, and he says that he's confident he would win the presidential ticket of the party. Of course, that's the APC. Tinubu made the statement shortly after he interacted with delegates of the party in Jalingo, Taraba State, the Taraba State capital, on Sunday.
I don't expect anything less from any politician, not to talk of somebody of the substance of Asiwaju. But you also know that there are almost 30 or so candidates in the APC. I think the more the candidates, the better advantage that Asiwaju has. Asiwaju has his supporters, die-hard supporters. And if there are many supporters...
Hi, good morning to you. Well, I don't know what's happening to the line.
So if there are many candidates, then I think divide and rule. I think Asiwaju stands a better chance than most of them. So his confidence might not be misplaced.
Okay, 070-55,949, 080-97,949.
Right, 009-7000-949-0705 5,949. You have that here. Another one here on our Facebook. If this is also not complete. This is also not complete. But Prof. I mean, Tinubu. Really getting confident about his ambition here.
Yes.
It doesn't mean he's been able to settle his party, party men, in that sense, such that he now feels that his chances looks brighter.
It seems so. I mean, you remember that the limited delegates, remember it's a kind of indirect way of selecting, because the delegates have been selected. Some of them are super delegates and some of them are normal delegates. So I believe that he's interacted to a certain extent with the party. He knows where his strengths lie. He knows where his weaknesses are. So I'm not surprised that Tinubu, has a measure of what is going on. The only problem of Tinubu has to be many of the questions that people are raising. But those questions are questions for the general, not for the party. I think many of those questions will be ignored from the party base, but in general, they may surface.
What are these questions you're referring to?
Questions about his health, questions about his antecedents. Where does he come from? Who is he? All those sort of questions are the questions hanging in the air. But I don't think it's going to affect the primaries.
Okay, let's try this call here. Hello. 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 Okay, we do apologize. We couldn't take your calls this morning. Don't know what happened to our lines. Okay, but I think we just have to go now and allow the next program also come. Thank you, dear listener, for your time. Prof, thank you for sharing your morning.
Thank you.
My name is OLUTAYO. Thank you, dear listener. Bye for now.
My name is Kenny Durchilu. The Smart Kid Show is up next.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the guests